Bubbles, we're live here on a Tuesday night, aren't we here? Yeah, we're good. Bubbles over here is just looking at me. Anyway, welcome everybody to another Tuesday night episode of the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, where we talk about tech news and stuff going on and jobs and everything agile. I'm trying to get some more info pieces, so we're going to look at I got a link to the CIO website. We're going to kind of look at that a little bit. I'm going to change it up every once in a while with a different content place where you can get information that you can use in your endeavors. And we shall see how it goes. With that, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show, the evening edition. So let's get rocking and rolling here. And let me get to comments in case anybody wants to do comments. And then I'm going to switch over to the view so that it is all data. Okay, I think we're good. We're all set up. Everyone can see the board. I don't need all this extra stuff on the Excel spreadsheet. Let me get rid of that. Come on. Collapse ribbon. There we go. More data, less stuff. Okay, so today's 9/27/2022. There was some interesting changes. We'll get to that as far as some of the job postings go. And let me get the banner going here for the United States, and I'm going to show that. So these are the United States jobs that are going through the banner on the video version of this show. And we're just going to talk about some of the highlights. Not go through all the jobs. You can see the banner. It'd be interesting to I'll put up some posts on LinkedIn and some maybe on YouTube with the actual data so people can see that as a posting of just this part so they can see how things are going. I got cat hair on my nose. What are you doing? Bubbles over here taking a bath and clawing at the same time. So, okay, so some of the interesting things. Business analyst, United States, right? Went down about 5,000 positions. So it's a little more than 5% because it was 71,000. So give or take, let's just call it 7%. Now, this is an interesting one. The Scrum Master role went up by 4,000 positions over the past month. And again, this is a summary coming from LinkedIn, looking at the number of job postings for the particular job, in this case, Scrum Master, and how many job postings have been posted within the past month. I didn't want to do it by week and all because that's just a very ups and downs, and I wanted to see what the smoothness of the market was going. Is it going and trending in any way without some violent sawtooth actions, kind of like people's commitment and done on their sprint velocities because they base it on hours. Go figure that one. Scrum Master Remote went down by 800 positions. Now there's going to be an interesting one. Again, Product Owner Agile had 24,000 positions across the United States, down about 2,000. Agile Product Owner, again, it's just a rearranging of the words, has 7,000 positions. Again, like I say, don't hesitate to change your search profiles when you're looking for jobs. Here's the big kicker that came out this past month. Agile Product Manager, 45,000, up 17,000. Now, I don't know if it was a mistake in the algorithm for LinkedIn, and LinkedIn's now treating it differently, but it is higher by 17,000. I mean, that is almost a 50% bump in that term Agile Project Manager. Again, if you're a project manager, why not learn some Agile stuff and get another opportunity for that are not just project manager, but also Agile project manager. So where we have project managers, 179,000 positions in the States. If you combine that with 40 Agile project manager, I mean, that bumps you up by 45,000. It makes sense. Oh, by the way, Agile Project Remote actually went up by 2,000 too. So it's kind of interesting. It went all the way across all the EU and city of Philadelphia, the greater Philadelphia area too. So I don't know why, but it did. Project manager went down by almost 10,000, which is pretty close to 5%. Agile coach pretty much staying the same. Enterprise coach, Agile coach also being about the same. Agile remote, again, 63,000 jobs that talk about Agile and remote across the United States over the past month. And just having Agile. Now, here again, just Agile in the ad for the post has 461,651,000, just postings. That's up 15,000 postings for the past month. So the use of Agile has been promoted. They are looking for those Agile people, and it's good to know. So with that, let's go over to, let's look at the EU jobs a little bit here. EU jobs, business analyst, Agile business analyst, pretty much stable. 6,000 for an Agile business analyst, 18,000 for a business analyst. Again, though in the Agile, get the business analyst and the Agile combination, give you some more capability. Scrum Master, that went up too. They're at 29,000, up 500. The remote job went up a little bit, a smidge, like 55 postings. Product owner Agile, again, those are the stats, 12,000. Product owner Agile, and Agile product owner 7,000. Again, Agile project manager, as I'm saying, just don't go look at project manager. Maybe if you learn some Agile, maybe if you're Scrum Master, you become an Agile project manager. Maybe if you're a project manager, take a Scrum class or Kanban class, and maybe become an Agile project manager, right? That's 24,000 jobs, up 7,000. So that is not quite a third, not quite up 33%. So let's just say it's 30% over the past month. That's pretty good. Project manager, we're at that level. Agile coach, up 500, about 11,000. So there's 11,000 positions in the EU. And why I share the EU, because especially with the remote jobs, maybe people in Africa and other areas neighboring to the EU could get jobs in the EU based on the remote type positions. And again, Agile in the EU, 239,000 positions, up 9,552 jobs over the past month. So it pays to learn some Agile stuff, right? All right, let's go to my local show, my local haunt, Philadelphia jobs. Agile business analyst, pretty much unchanged. Business analyst, pretty much unchanged. I mean, we're talking about tens here. Scrum Master, 6,800 positions, not much changing there. Scrum Master remote, 4,797 positions, down 430. So the Agile Scrum Master, the Scrum Master remote position is coming down a little bit in comparison to the way it was. And what's going to be interesting to see the trends. Again, Agile Project Manager, that went up too. I mean, that was across the states. Project Manager, again, 13,000 project manager jobs here in the Philadelphia area, up 207. In general, pretty much stable for the coaching jobs, not much change. Agile remote, again, went down a little bit. It's down 1,400 positions. There's 17,000. And Agile itself, 44,000 positions there. So that's good to know on that. So let's look at the certifications. What certifications are they asking for? And feel free to comment on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, right, Bubbles. Give Bubbles a like and let us know. Oh, now she's like, what? You want me? No, I don't want you, Bubbles. Something to think about as that goes. Make sure I got my certifications scrolling across there. Okay. Certifications. The United States, 13 CSM. That's the Scrum Alliance certification. 13,000 positions require that. 13,500. It's down 302. PSM only 3,000, down 28. This was interesting to me. Safe Agile, 9,500, down 1,500. So that's a little more than 10% there down on that position. Less Agile, pretty stable at 1,600 positions plus. And Kanban, again, it's if you need Kanban, let me know. I got friends that teach Kanban. There's 16,000 jobs out there across the United States want Kanban. CSPO, the product owner position, up just a tad, up to 861. It's up 67 positions. SPC Agile, that's a safe Agile. That's one of the certs I have. 169 positions, down 40 since last time. The ACP, 1,100 positions on the PMI ACP, and that's the Agile Certified Practitioner. And the PMP, which is the Project Management Cert, again, the big one, that's 350,000 positions out there. It's down 7,000 positions compared to last time. So, and that's the numbers there. If you want to see what the graphs look, I really should share some of the graphs more often. So here's the graph, LinkedIn job market graphs. You can see that. I'll zoom out just a tad bit. See what we can see here. Again, it looks like a pretty good ratio. Some of the business analyst stuff, the basic stuff, their Scrum Master, Agile Project Manager. Again, that's their project manager is pretty high. Just looking at that. Okay, so let's look at the weekly trending graphs. Here we go. So plotting by week as we're getting this data. So this is all great data. You can see this position up top, which is the Agile remote coming down. This position is the project manager, pretty stable. Here is the one that went up. The Agile project manager, see how it just jumped up? So it's back to where it was back in August, almost of this year. So it went down a little bit, but popped back up. And that's for that's for Philly. So this one we're showing here is just for Philadelphia, just to give an idea. So you can see that pop up and the activities there. Here is the USA. Again, this one's, what's this one? Project manager, again, is coming down a little bit. There's a big bump for the Agile project manager that popped up over place. Scrum Master went up a little bit. It's not as much it was at the beginning of August, but it's not doing bad. And the other ones are still kind of coming down. Blue ones, product owner Agile, is kind of trending down over the past couple weeks. And let's look over here at the EU. Now this one, EU is going up. Project managers really kind of went down. I would love to hear from somebody over. Oh, we got comments. Hey, Ben, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. I wonder what goes on in the EU that would cause a drop and then up like that, because you can see it here also in the Agile Project Manager. So that's an really interesting deep dive there, and then it's coming back up again. Now this one is Agile. The remote came down a little bit, so that's pretty interesting there. What's this one? It's a Scrum Master. Scrum Master pretty much stable, a little bit hair lower than it was when we first started taking data back in the end of July, but pretty stable. So those are the reports as far as that goes. All right, let's close that up. Oh yeah, I should save it. That would be bad if I lost it, right? Let's see. All right, so let's look at some of the job postings that are out there. Now, the big news that happened in the world was that the U.S. Fed, raised rates the other day, and Friday, things came crashing down. It wasn't good for no one's stock portfolio, and it's curious what happens this week. So let's look today. It looks like it went down for Altigen, the makers of Jira and Confluence, and a couple other things, down 9% over the past 5 days. So this is the 22nd was, I think, the Friday, I believe. What was it? That was Thursday. So that was when the Fed announced. 23rd came down again and keep going down. So there's Altigen. Anything interesting news-wise? It's just stock price stuff. Nothing really newsworthy as far as that goes from a tech perspective. So we'll just close that. Okay, Microsoft. Now I heard Microsoft was going to lay off people. I think it was, but I don't know. We'll have to see who said they're going to lay off people. Former VP of HR shares who is most likely to be laid off. So I'm assuming it's Microsoft that said they're going to lay off about 10%. And they got on Elon Musk's case with Tesla. He did it before, though. Now they're just hitting it when it's really just bad. They're only down 3%. So they're not as far down as for the 5 days as Altisia was. And these are the makers of Azure DevOps, virtual servers, cloud-based stuff too, right? All right, let's look. Amazon. How's Amazon doing? The maker of lots of cardboard. And Amazon AWS, right? Everyone loves AWS. Music store links, YouTube, podcaster, exclusive deal content. So Amazon Music got a new podcaster, Mester Balin. Okay, but that's not really coding. That's just information, which is good to know. How they did in the past 5 days. They're down 6.5%. So Microsoft doing a little better than Amazon, surviving this dip after the Fed. Broadcom, the makers of Rally. Let's see. They make a lot of chips out there too. Nothing really new on the news front. Past 5 days, how are they doing? No chart available. How can I read no chart available? 5 days. There we go. Down 5.34. So again, a little better than Altesian and Jira. But we'll see how that goes. So that's Broadcom. Apple. People love to use their Macs when they code and love their iPhone. Got to code for all that. So let's see. iPhone is making a new iPhone 14 in India as China headaches mount. So they're going to make it in India. Good for the Indian people. Apple begins marketing iPhone 14. So cool. Good for you. 5 days, only down 3%. So they're doing the best of all of them, I think. So that's cool. Always good when everyone does well. I'm not rooting for one to go better than the other. Okay, Alphabet, Google stock going down a little bit. Continue to sound alarm about the economy. Google is trying to buy Pinterest. Okay. Stock falls. And let's see what the 5 day looks like. 4%. It's not as bad as some of the other one. It didn't do such a drastic drop. Again, that was Tuesday. Thursday was when they fed the announcement. Friday drop, and that's when the whole market kind of dropped a little bit there. So the only company that's really saying about layoffs right now is Microsoft. Comcast, a local Philadelphia company, went down 11%. Oh gosh, that's not good. Went down 11% past 5 days. They really got hit by the stock market. Insiders who sued Comcast Corporation. Some insiders sold their stock. Charter Spectrum launches on Comcast XD, whose value focus. So a lot of different things going on in their activities. So again, it's down 11% at Comcast. I didn't see anything like job positions on that. Zoom is up and down. Up one. They're the only one today. Zoom is up. Overall down 4.59, but at least today they're up. Good for Zoom. Stock rises, and that's old. 1 day ago, deep fake danger when it wasn't you on Zoom call. Oh, that's not good. All right, so that's interesting. So that's their thing. Here's CIO Magazine. So again, if you want to have any comments, feel free to send them. Again, this is going to be recorded in LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and I will save it as a podcast for everyone to listen to it from a podcast perspective. Let's do a different banner. I want to change. Let's look at European Union. Let's throw them in there. Okay. They got some articles, 14 ways to advance your IT career. I'm not going to go collecting all these. Let's do the highlights. Feel free to go in, and maybe that'd be a good thing if you're looking for a new job, how to advance your career. 4 steps to providing IT's value, proving IT's value to businesses. Might be a good thing for Scrum Masters and teams. Good thoughts on Agile. Apply that. Say tech budgets. Don't be surprised if I'm in artificial intelligence. By the way, I got a future trading podcast coming up regarding artificial intelligence. As that comes up, I will share that with you. It's going to be pretty good. Again, 14 ways to advance your career, exit interview, rewards program fuel. What's ERP? They've been asking what's ERP since the 1990s when I first started using the ERP system. So that's been the same question for what, 30 years? Okay. Everyone, what is that? Fuses teams for better business and IT. That might be an interesting thing to read on for a Sinlar. Tips of finding meaning in your IT career. Stress. There are 7 ways to avoid getting burned out in your implementation partner by your implementation partner. That would be an interesting thing. I should share that one. Reboot expectations. Some good stuff. KPIs for customer-centric IT. So if you're an enterprise, that would be a very good article to read, and some management. So that's what they had to say there. All right. Last but not least is the Agilist list. Let's see what the Agile people have to say on Twitter. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Al Shalloway, he's got some. I created a Miro board that helps teams solve many of the challenges they have with Scrum. As I long said, I don't bash. I explain how to improve. Bashing is just being negative. That might be something to go look at his Miro board if anybody's interested. Alan says, this is how all estimates work. Okay, let's say. So Goha is a person in an Egyptian old folk stories. That is crazy. Part wise, part funny. The man do not have a folk story to tell you. It goes like this. One day, Sultan brought an old medicine man. Okay, we're not going to read them all. And you can read that one. Gambler, any dad jokes. Individuals, poor gentlemen can bring down an entire team, work together, decide together. That is so important. That you decide on what you want to do as a team, and not, and I say this all the time, not as an individual Scrum Master or product owner or a tech lead making decisions for the team. I just want to recite that, because when you do that, you are the one now holding all the risk. It's all your fault when things don't work out, and most of the time they don't. So now they got a person to blame and say, it wasn't my fault, it was you. It was your idea. So, so be careful on that one. More stuff. Agile ThoughtWorks. Okay, we rate dogs. This is Lily. It's a doggy. Drinking her mom's slushy. I don't know if I give you a dog. Administrative testing. Do you know how to use Ranorex effectively? Apparently not, because I can't even pronounce it. Maybe you'd like to know more. Okay. Maybe. Apparently, All Stars obsessed with shoe polish. Can't shoe polish. Better before happen. Just say. This can serve as a before pick. Deer of the sand left after a hurricane passes. September 27th. So he took a picture. Michael's Sliger made a good point. I always try to snap a picture of what the current system is before I change it. Because if you don't, you have no idea how your changes affect anything. So it's very important to do that. EV adoption S-curve is about to go exponential downward spiral of ICE S-curve track. I don't know. More things. Windows 11. Oh, Windows 11. I guess that's it. Nothing else really crazy. Mike Cohen, what's he got? Mike Cohen, Agile Mentors Podcast, recap opening series on Scrum. So he's putting a new podcast series out. I would definitely follow Mike Cohen, that's for sure. Jeff Sullivan, let's see what answer to what is the difference between Scrum Master and Project Manager in Agile development teams? Which role is more important for the success of your project product delivery? Why is this so? By Jeff Sullivan. Definitely read that. We just talked about the two different jobs. If you want me to, I can open it, but no one's looking. Let's say open it in a new window. Product owner, project manager, technical team oriented, and we retrain them as Scrum Masters. When your senior project or FA wanted to do an Agile transformation, we wanted to avoid the 53% of Agile transformation fail as noted. Recent Forbes survey, we wrote a paper on how to do this. Is that just it? Finally, based on feedback from leading companies like Amazon, as well as senior project management, we created a registered Scrum certification problem at Scrum Inc. Japan uses Toyota. Recommend that you put your project leaders through the program, which takes lean to the next level. Scale big through Scrum at Scale, which I have a cert on too. I love Scrum at Scale. To be honest with you, I do enjoy the concept. He didn't really do a good job, in my opinion. What's the difference between a Scrum Master and a Project Manager and what their roles are? To be honest with you, there's a product owner, which is not a project manager. God, I don't want my project manager to be the product owner. I'll tell you that right now. I've been one for years. I would never want to do that. That's the show. That's what we got. Nothing else new to show here. Nothing else to see here, as they would say. And that's about it. Thanks for joining us on the show. We'll share more as we go. Post up some stuff for the new events coming up. We do have that Agile Online Summit that's coming up. I have all the presentations that people give me. I'm going through them now and going through that for that group. I'm also doing the IIBA Philadelphia. We're going to talk about building the $1 million Agile team. So that is a topic that's coming up. I will post that along with that. And we got some special shared, traded, dual podcasts coming up, or two dual programs that are going to come up next week. That should be good. And I'll put some postings on that as they come along. And with that, I want to wish everyone happy scrumming, and I hope they enjoy their evening, play some going away music. And thanks again. And you all take care. Bubbles is already sound asleep because it's late here on the East Coast. And I wish you well. Take care. Happy scrumming. See you next time.